Have you ever eaten anchovies every single day, convinced you were taking great care of your bones, only to receive a bone density scan that told a very different story? Or perhaps someone in your family has faithfully followed the classic advice: eat more fish, drink more milk, and still ended up with a fracture that stopped them in their tracks? If this sounds familiar, today's video may completely change the way you think about calcium and bone health. Here is the truth that most people miss entirely. When it comes to building strong bones, the amount of calcium in your food is only half the story. The real question is how much of that calcium actually makes it into your bones. And on that measure, there is one humble vegetable that consistently outperforms anchovies, sometimes by a factor of 2 to 1 in absorption rate, with an overall bone benefit that researchers estimate can be up to 5 times greater. Before we continue, a quick note. This information is for general health education. If you have been diagnosed with osteoporosis or are under medical treatment, please consult your doctor before making changes to your diet. Let's start with the numbers, because they are genuinely eye-opening. Anchovies are loaded with calcium. 100 grams of dried anchovies can contain around 500 milligrams of calcium, an impressive figure. But the body's actual absorption rate of calcium from anchovies is approximately 25%. That means 3/4 of the calcium you consume from anchovies never reaches your bones at all. Milk performs slightly better, at around 32% absorption. But for older adults dealing with lactose sensitivity, which becomes increasingly common with age, even that modest advantage comes with digestive trade-offs. Now meet the star of today's video: kale. Kale is a leafy green, with a calcium absorption rate of approximately 49 to 50%, nearly double that of anchovies. And that difference compounds significantly when you calculate how much calcium actually arrives at the bone. The reason kale outperforms so dramatically comes down to one factor: oxalates. Many plant foods contain oxalic acid, which binds to calcium in the digestive tract and blocks absorption entirely. Spinach is a classic example. Despite its high calcium content, only about 5% of spinach calcium is actually absorbed, because its oxalate levels are so high. Kale, by contrast, is naturally very low in oxalates, so its calcium flows freely into the bloodstream and toward the bones. But kale does not work alone. There is a trio of foods that, when combined, create what researchers describe as an ideal bone-building nutritional package. The 3 ingredients are kale, broccoli, and tofu. Broccoli shares kale's advantage of being a low oxalate vegetable, with a calcium absorption rate of around 40%. What makes broccoli especially valuable for bones is its exceptional vitamin C content. Bone is not simply a block of calcium, it is built on a collagen scaffold, and vitamin C is essential for collagen production. Without adequate collagen, bones become brittle and fracture-prone, even when calcium intake appears sufficient. Broccoli provides the structural foundation that allows calcium to do its job properly. Both kale and broccoli are also rich in vitamin K, which activates a bone protein called osteocalcin that guides calcium specifically into bone tissue, rather than allowing it to accumulate in blood vessels. Think of vitamin K as the navigation system that delivers calcium to exactly the right address. Tofu rounds out this trio with 2 distinct advantages. First, it is a surprisingly rich source of calcium. A single block of firm tofu can contain up to 700 milligrams. Second, tofu is made from soybeans, which are packed with isoflavones, plant compounds that closely mimic estrogen in the body. After menopause, declining estrogen is the primary driver of accelerating bone loss in women. Because estrogen normally suppresses bone-destroying cells called osteoclasts, while supporting bone-building osteoblasts, isoflavones step in to partially fill that gap. Studies examining postmenopausal women who consistently consumed soy isoflavones alongside calcium showed meaningful improvements in bone mineral density compared to those who did not. For men, tofu's protein content also supports the muscle strength that helps prevent the falls responsible for most osteoporotic fractures. Here are 3 practical recipes you can begin making this week. The first is kale and tofu doenjang soup. Replace your usual anchovy broth with a kombu seaweed base. Simmer 1 piece of dried kombu in 600 milliliters of water for 10 minutes, then remove the kombu. Dissolve 1 tablespoon of fermented soybean paste into the broth. Add a generous handful of kale leaves, and simmer for no more than 2 minutes to preserve the nutrients. Add cubed firm tofu and serve. This single bowl delivers calcium from 3 sources: kale, tofu, and kombu, along with vitamin K, isoflavones, and natural probiotics from the fermented paste. The second recipe is a broccoli and tofu stir-fry. Press the tofu to remove excess moisture, then cut into cubes. Heat 1 tablespoon of perilla oil in a pan, and pan-fry the tofu until golden on each side. Add bite-sized broccoli florets, half a tablespoon of soy sauce, a small amount of minced garlic, and a sprinkle of sesame seeds. The perilla oil is an important choice here. Vitamin K is fat-soluble, meaning it is absorbed far more efficiently when consumed alongside healthy fats. This dish delivers calcium, vitamin K, vitamin C, and isoflavones in a single serving. The third option is a morning kale smoothie. Blend 2 to 3 kale leaves with half a banana, 1 cup of soy milk, and 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. The banana contributes potassium, which research shows helps reduce the amount of calcium lost through urine each day. The soy milk adds isoflavones, and sesame seeds provide additional calcium and magnesium, a mineral that plays a critical supporting role in bone formation. For a practical 7-day starting plan, begin the first 2 days by reviewing your current diet and adding kale, broccoli, and tofu to your shopping list. Days 3 and 4, try the kale and tofu soup. Day 5, add the stir-fry as a side dish. Day 6, share this information with family members who may also benefit. Day 7, add 15 minutes of outdoor walking to synthesize vitamin D naturally, because without vitamin D, even the best dietary calcium cannot be properly absorbed. A few important cautions before we close. People with thyroid conditions or those taking thyroid medication should discuss cruciferous vegetable intake with their doctor, as compounds in kale and broccoli can interfere with thyroid hormone synthesis in large amounts. Those with a history of kidney stones should also check with their physician regarding calcium and oxalate management, and anyone with kidney or liver conditions should review their protein intake, including tofu, with a healthcare provider. The essential message of today's video is this: bone health is not about eating the most calcium. It is about eating the calcium your body can actually use. Anchovies remain a nutritious food, but when you measure what reaches the bone, kale wins by a significant margin. Add broccoli and tofu to complete the picture, and your bones will receive something that years of anchovy dishes alone may never have provided. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who deserves stronger bones. Leave your questions and recipe ideas in the comments. We will see you in the next one.